Just what do they need to do to finish the job? You've talked about mindset. You talked about coming in with the right attitude. You talked about preparation being some key factors. But what do they need to do this week to just be prepared and go in there and win the whole thing?
Again, keep believing in me, keep believing in the process. Friday is going to be a challenge for them because it's you got to swim it once in the morning and then you got to come back again at night and race again. So they got to come in with that mentality that once isn't enough. We got to do it twice in a day. Um, you know, put your hand to the wall. Don't let somebody beat you inside the flags. What I think you see with Marist and Westminster, they're both really good academic schools, so it's easy to kind of attract some talent, kids that want to come to a good academic school, and then you just have solid coaches that aren't afraid to try something new, aren't afraid of a little bit of hard work. And again, Westminster has been successful at doing those kind of things. They get the kids in, they develop them, and they keep them around for 4 years of high school.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Talk with Naj. Today, I'm here with Marist swimming coach Chris Marshall. Has had a great career so far. He was formerly at Emory University, where he coached swimming there, and now he is at Marist, where he's been for a little while now. So, Coach, I just wanted to know for you, where'd your swimming career kind of begin? Did you swim in high school or college?
Yeah, I grew up swimming. Graduated high school from the Bowles School down in Jacksonville. Swam with Greg Troy, kind of a legendary coach in swimming community. Let's see, two of my teammates set world records and went to the Olympics, gold medals. Numerous other guys went on to college and had great careers in college. So yeah, grew up swimming. Did a couple years at a school in Pennsylvania, then transferred and finished at Florida State.
Got you. And then kind of walk me through, Coach. I'm learning the sport as well, the swimming sport. What's the preparation that goes into it being a swimmer? What do you have to do day in, day out to prepare your body, be ready for a meet?
Things have changed a lot since I grew up swimming. When I grew up swimming, maybe it's different than Florida and Georgia. We we had 5 mornings, 5 afternoons during the week, and then a Saturday practice. So 11 days or 11 practices per week. Here in Georgia, we're limited to about 6 practices a week. So about half of what I grew up doing. And swimming is it's a developing kind of sport. People, it used to be that, like when I grew up, we did a lot of yardage. We did as much yardage as we could squeeze in. Today, it's more along the lines of thinking, how can you do things smarter, but shorter? We do a lot more. I do a lot more with my kids in the weight room, out of the pool. We do probably about 45 minutes of lifting and then about an hour and a half of swimming. So for me, it's developing that core strength and body strength to transcend into what we do in the water.
Got you. And then for you, Coach, before you got your coaching start, who was kind of that mentor, that person that kind of gave you a shot, kind of helped you along the way, where it's kind of allowed you to have such a great career as a coach?
Well, know, um, I grew up swimming with Greg Troy. Go back to that. He's been around forever. Coached high school national champions. Went on to coach at University of Florida. He's gone on to coach multiple Olympic teams. So again, he's somebody I look up to. But I would also say, collegiately, swam for guys, Sid Cassidy, who's still big into U.S. open water swimming. And then, I'd also tip my hat to John Howell over at Emory. I spent 15 years there learning from one of the best in Division III, who's gone on to put Andrew Wilson on the Olympic team. So again, I've had some great mentors, and it's a matter of kind of taking everything that they give to me and kind of absorbing it and kind of blending it to my own kind of thing here.
Got you. And then just speak really quick, Coach, about your experience at Emory. They were constantly in the national talk. They won, titles, top 5. I think it was the worst you've ever finished there as a head coach. You were there for a long time. How was your experience there? What did you enjoy most about that experience of being at Emory?
Yeah, gosh. When I was there, I think we won 10 girls titles in a row and won one boys title. I think they've gone on to win a couple more. Again, Emory's a unique kind of place in that kids don't get scholarships to go there. They're doing it because they love to do it. So it's kind of a fun group of kids to coach because they're doing it for the love of the sport. They're doing it because they want to do well. And, those kids at Emory excel. both in the classroom and in the pool. It's just kind of a fun kind of person to coach because they're there for, they're not working to maintain a scholarship. They're not trying to impress recruiters. So it's just kind of a fun group to coach.
Got you. And then let's talk about last year's state championship victory. You won by 50 plus points. You've been on a historic run of, three straight championships, swimming championships for the school. What's just led to that kind of dominance and a well-rounded group that you've had?
I don't know that I would call it dominance. I would call it, lots of preparation. I kind of lucked into a situation where I came in and I had a good group of middle school boys that have kind of tracked along, that we've kind of kept together, and we've added some pieces along the way. Just again, for the boys, it's just been boys and girls. I've had people kind of buy into my system. That I think as a new coach, that's what you struggle with most, kind of getting kids to buy in, and learning what you want to do and adapting from what their perceived way is to what you want to do. And again, these boys have kind of bought in, full 2 feet in the water to kind of, so to speak, to kind of accept what we want to do. And again, people like to win, people like to be successful, and that's kind of easy to kind of get younger kids to buy into. Say, hey, this is the way we've done it, this is the way we're successful, and the other kids just kind of buy into it.
Got you. And then who were some of your returning starters this season, coach, that's, really been, helping out with the youngsters and really made an impact on your team?
I start with my senior boys, Colby Yunt, Eli Clarkson, David Kleinrock. On the diving boards, it's Will Tharp, Barrett Fagan. Again, some good kind of solid kind of continual contributors to the team.
Got you. And then any standouts, any freshmen and young guys, sophomores that have stepped up on either side, on the women's side or the girls side or the boys side that stepped up for you?
We've got 2 boys that are going to do well for us this year. Is going to be Alex Wiegand, Cannon Martinson. Cannon's a new 9th grader, looking to kind of do well at his first high school state championship. On the girls' side, I got Allie Donker, Caroline Schaefer, Abby Jacobs, a new 9th grader, looking to kind of have a breakout first state meet. On the diving boards, I got Ali Caballero, Amelia Rivas, Lainey Nicholson, or Nicolosi, I'm sorry, Nicolosi. All 3 senior girls, again, have been there progressing through the system, been state qualifiers all the way through. And then Will Tharp. Will Tharp just did his All-American 11 dive competition yesterday. So he should be pretty stout for us on the boards.
Got you. And then what's the area coach you've mentioned the weight room that you work on prior to going in the pool for an hour and a half, but what are some areas you try to work on throughout the season just to fine tune and harness so that your players are just ready to perform when it comes next week for the big meet?
So again, for us, it's weight room. My approach has been kind of to shift more to getting kids stronger. So when we're in the water, we can focus on developing speed. So the weight room helps us not only gain strength, but it also helps us kind of prevent some injuries. So, shoulder swimmers are prone to shoulder injuries. So anything we can do upper body to strengthen shoulders. We also work a lot on core to kind of strengthen, because you're doing a lot of turning and a lot of twisting, both in the pool, swimming wise and diving wise. So anything we can do to kind of enhance those kind of things and prevent injuries just helps us benefit more in the water.
Got you. And speak to coach kind of, I'm sure you've went against them a few times over the years, just Westminister. What do they bring to the table? I've seen they've won a lot of state championships as well in recent years. When you've battled against them, coach, what have you seen from them? What just allows them to kind of excel and, be a really tough battle when you're going against them?
What I think you see with Marist and Westminster, they're both really good academic schools. So it's easy to kind of attract some talent, kids that want to come to a good academic school. And then you just have solid coaches that, aren't afraid to try something new, aren't afraid of a little bit of hard work. And again, Westminster has been successful at doing those kind of things. They get the kids in, they develop them, and they keep them around for 4 years of high school.
Got you. And then speak to coach too with some of the events. How was your relays kind of, looking forward to kind of the state meet? How's your relays kind of looking? Who are some players you're going to be just, depending on for those kind of races as well to kind of pull through for that team victory?
Relays, we're still kind of figuring out. We got a lot of players.
Okay.
We qualified 11 guys and we qualified 17 girls. We gotta make the right choices at the right times. We might swim some kids in the morning to give some of our big stars a little bit of a rest in the morning and let them come back and switch them out on the evening relays. So again, we're still kind of figuring those things out.
Okay.
But again, like I said, I got a good core of guys, good probably 10, 11 boys that are ready to get up and race. And on the girls' side, it's for us this year, it's also going to be new because we're moving up to 6A.
Yeah.
So we're a little school. We only got 800 kids for high school, but we're going to step up and swim some of the big guys. I got kids that are ready to step up and compete against the big schools. So I think that's the mentality we're going in with.
Gotcha, coach. And for you, what's been, throughout your career, coach, what's been your favorite kind of event to watch? The freestyle, butterfly, just what's been one of your favorite events to watch? And then when you were swimming, what was your favorite event to be in?
I think events to watch, medley relay or the 200 IM, because 4 different strokes, a lot of things change within that race from start to finish. I also like the 4 free relay at the end of the meet. It's who's put the work in to be strong at the end, who's got the 4 horses that can race that last event and still be strong. For me, swimming wise, I was not the fastest kid, so I ended up having to swim a lot of the 500, the mile, the 2 fly, those longer events that nobody really likes to swim. But again, those events have a lot of strategy and forethought that you got to put into it, much more so than hold your breath, make a turn, and touch the wall kind of a thing for the 50.
Got you. And then for you, coach, what's just been your favorite thing about coaching or the most rewarding throughout your career? Being you was on the collegiate level and now you're on the high school level, just, continue to have success. I know you mentioned, who you learned from as, growing up and, going to school and things like that. But what's just been the most rewarding thing for you just being a coach?
When I was at Emory, I would tell parents, thank you for kind of loaning me your kids for 4 years to kind of get to see them develop that they're not teenagers anymore. They're young adults moving on to the real world and to kind of see them on their own and kind of develop. High school wise, again, it's you're watching kids grow up. Some of my kids have kind of finished their season. I'm starting to get emails from them thanking me for a great season. Having the experience they wanted to have at the end of the year and, finishing with best times kind of a thing. You're looking for kids to develop kids. You want them to be successful. You want them to learn through the ups and downs, to realize it's you got to put the work in to get the results you want. So again, it's just kind of watching kids develop and then walking away, not only with an appreciation for the sport, but also appreciation for themselves and what they can accomplish if they put their mind to it.
Got you. And then if you had to speak to, coach, successful meet this season that's really just stood out to you that you just remember. What meet would you say that was, and what went well for your team during that meet this past season?
So we had a good meet last weekend at the Metro Championship over at Westminster. And I think what we're kind of seeing with our kids is we're starting to peak at the right time. That meet's about 2 weeks out from the state meet. Gives us a good idea of where kids are at, where we expect them to be, and where we think they can get to. So last weekend, again, at Metros, I think our boys won and our girls got second by like 17 points. So it was a good all-around effort. And that's kind of a good meet, good gauge of how we're going to do at state, because those are that, Metro meet is a meet where a lot of the good teams in Atlanta metro area go to race. So it gives you a good idea of where your team is at in that time of year.
Got you. All right, coach, 2 more questions and I'll let you go. One, tell me about, you already said the sellouts, but of, William Tharp being and several others, but who should we watch this upcoming weekend? As far as just your individual players, you're on the girls' side and the boys' side again, and who, yeah, I'll put it like that.
So my divers again, I'm going to go. I should be able to name a bunch of them. So on the boys' side, you got Will Tharp, Teddy Goldman on the diving boards. You got Amelia Rivas, Ali Caballero, Lainey Nicolosi, and Anna Cochran, all 4 good, solid divers. Swimming wise, on the girls' side, Donker, Schaefer, Papadakis. I got a lot of young sprinters, Morello, Aaron Riley, Polly. Again, I think I have got a good solid team all the way top to bottom. On the boys' side, again, going back to those seniors, Yunt, Clarkson, Kleinrock, Cannon Martinson, Alex Wiegand. Again, good core group of kids that are going to carry our team this coming weekend.
All right, and last question, Coach. Just what do they need to do to finish the job? You've talked about mindset. You talked about coming in with the right attitude. You talked about preparation being some key factors. But what do they need to do this week to just be prepared and go in there and win the whole thing?
Again, keep believing in me, keep believing in the process. Friday is going to be a challenge for them because it's you got to swim it once in the morning and then you got to come back again at night and race again. So they got to come in with that mentality that once isn't enough. We got to do it twice in a day. You know, put your hand to the wall. Don't let somebody beat you inside the flags.
Simple as that. Well, I just want to say, Coach, I appreciate you for doing this interview and let me learn a little bit more about your team. It was a lot of fun, and good luck to your group next week.
Thank you much. Hopefully,
Yes,
we'll talk to you again soon.
yes, sir. Have a good one.
You too.